Hello, everybody. Welcome to AdeptCloud's Data Privacy Made Simple webinar. I am John Schoenberg, an engineer with AdeptCloud. You can reach me at john@adeptcloud.com. And I'm going to talk to you today about AdeptCloud, adeptPrivacy, why privacy is important, what privacy can do for your organization, and walk you through some of the different features that AdeptCloud has to offer. So before we get started here, just a few things, a few housekeeping things. If you're not already on mute, please go ahead and mute your phone. You can also ask a question by simply dialing *6. We also have the live chat up and running, and you can hit us via the live chat using join.me, and we can answer your questions. If you also have any problems, feel free to use the chat. I know some people have a little bit of difficulty joining the phone call in the past. We're probably going to run about 45 minutes here, and we'll try to get you as much information as possible. All right, let's go. So I want to talk a little bit about what AdeptCloud is, what it does, why we feel that it fits a market need. It may fit a need specific to your business, your organization. So AdeptCloud is the industry's first cloud-managed private collaboration solution. And that's a mouthful, but it really means a lot of very practical things for you and your business. It means instant file synchronization. We have a notion that we call unlimited, 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 which means you can synchronize unlimited files of unlimited size across unlimited number of devices. So if you have 1,000 different devices with 1,000,000 files that are all a terabyte each, you can do that within the AdeptCloud infrastructure because we don't charge you for the total content that you're storing. We also have seamless sharing and collaboration, so you can become the collaboration hero. You can do that inside your organization, you can do that outside your organization, and it really provides you with a sense of ease and collaborating with your clients using AdeptCloud. We also have one-stop easy organization administration, which is everything's done at adeptcloud.com, and we'll walk you through that through this webinar. So we like to say centralize, simplify, and dominate. So you can go one place, simplify your life, and you make everything happen for all of the different demands that are on you. We also have a notion of uncompromising privacy. We're going to call this adeptPrivacy, and it's unique compared to some of the existing cloud providers that are out there today. We're an integrated solution. We run on Windows, Mac, Linux. You can run our desktop software. You can run our server software. We work anywhere. We can be on-premise. We can be in your remote rack somewhere in the cloud. We can even be on machines that you're renting elsewhere, anywhere in the world. To us, why did we create AdeptCloud? Well, privacy is critical, and privacy is everywhere, whether that be your business operations, your financial services, dealing with the government. You might be in a regulated industry like healthcare. You might have legal obligations to keep data private or to collaborate with your own lawyers. Science and engineering, technology, you might be dealing with intellectual property. Universities and schools, you may be dealing with personally identifiable information of your students, and all of that information is regulated and must be kept private. So our notion of AdeptCloud is that you can collaborate internally, whether that be between different members of the same group. You can collaborate across organizations still within your own larger org. You can work with your partners, your customers, your contractors. You can collaborate on mobile, and this can be any organization. You can just fill in the name of your business here, and you can start collaborating using AdeptCloud. For us, we viewed that the public cloud cannot provide privacy, and service providers should not have private data. So cloud-based service providers have to promise to control access to their data. And you have to trust that they're going to keep your information safe, whether that be from the US government, whether that be from lawful or unlawful requests. And I think there's just been a raised level of suspicion and concern over the NASA PRISM disclosures. And we've already seen the number of requests for information is increasing significantly by the US government for an organization just like Google. Now at AdeptCloud, We don't actually have to make any promises about your data. We don't have to say we're not going to share your information with the government unless they ask really, really nicely, because fundamentally we're not going to have your data, and so we don't have to answer to complex legal questions over data privacy requirements and data residency requirements. The AdeptCloud ecosystem is made up of various different components. It's all designed to make privacy simple, but yet facilitate collaboration. So we have adeptcloud.com, which is your central management site. We have AdeptCloud Onsite, which is your powerful on-premise, behind the firewall features. Our server, which is going to provide you with web access, backup, auditing, and we're going to talk about a new feature that we just rolled out, which is called Cloud Drop. We also have mobile clients that will run on iOS, Android, Kindle, BlackBerry. It allows your collaborators to get access to their files on the go. We also have the AdeptCloud desktop software, which allows you to run AdeptCloud client on your Windows, on your Mac, on your Linux machine, and that provides you with a portal into your AdeptCloud ecosystem from your desktop. And we'll show you those, and we'll talk about what features they provide for you and how you can best use them and utilize them. So AdeptCloud makes privacy simple, and this is our real push, is privacy, privacy, privacy. And so we define privacy in 3 different ways. One is your files are neither stored nor visible at the cloud collaboration service provider. In that case, that's us. We also don't want to store the file or folder level metadata. This includes the names of the files, the names of the folders that you're storing. We don't even want to store that information at the service provider. And through our privacy and security infrastructure, we as the service provider cannot give access to a third party, whether that be the U.S. government or your competitor. We cannot allow that organization to have access to your data, because we allow you to set up your own private infrastructure to secure your data. What does that mean to your business? Well, for us, it means that you can synchronize and collaborate without worrying about satisfying data residency requirements. You can manage compliance risk. You can avoid difficult to enforce policies regarding use of public cloud collaboration tools, which we know that a lot of employers and employees are struggling with right now. Employees are simply using these tools because they provide an immediate benefit to them to get their job done. And we see AdeptCloud as exactly that function. It allows employees to get their job done, but allows employers to maintain control and to have privacy over their sensitive information. And ultimately, this is about building trustful relationships. This is about you being able to look at your client, at your collaborators, and say, we're keeping your data safe and secure, so please collaborate with us and share with us as much as possible. Okay, so what does this all look like, right? Let's just get right into a demonstration. We'll start on the individual side of AdeptCloud. The individual side of AdeptCloud is completely free, has no cost, still gets you all the unlimited features that I talked about. We'll walk through creating a new account, show you how to briefly install the AdeptCloud desktop software. We'll add files for synchronization. We'll touch on how you can add a mobile device, although we won't show that in this webinar. And then we'll focus on creating and sharing a cloud. And what a cloud means in our infrastructure is a cloud is a bucket of data that you can have access to at all times, and you can control the sharing relationships associated with that data. You can think of it just as a folder on your desktop, whether that be Mac, Windows, Linux, doesn't matter. You can set your permissions for that, you can add content to it, you can delete content to it, and all of that is going to be synchronized across any of the machines that you choose to synchronize. Okay, so if we jump out of the presentation here for a second, jump over to adeptcloud.com. AdeptCloud.com is your one-stop shop for getting started. If you're a new user, you can simply click the sign up button. Sign up button always and forever is going to be free for individuals. Again, you have unlimited storage, unlimited file size, seamless collaboration across all of your computers. Clicking the sign up now button, you're prompted to fill in your name, password, and then you can click continue and get started. Oh, it looks like I've already registered this address. You'll be sent a confirmation email. As soon as you view that confirmation email, you can actually one-click link and jump back to adeptcloud.com. If you already are a registered user, simply clicking the login button at adeptcloud.com will get you started. For the purposes of this demo, I've already created an account for Sally here. Sally already activated her account. She actually already went through the getting started process. So the first thing that she's presented with when she logs into adeptcloud.com is her list of clouds. If you are a brand new user, you'd be getting the getting started pane. As you can see that Sally has already gone through the different steps here. You can download AdeptCloud to your computer. You can synchronize files, you can add a mobile device, and you can create and share content. This is just a process to help you become comfortable with the AdeptCloud world, the AdeptCloud ecosystem, and to get started right away. So here we're going to start by clicking download AdeptCloud. It turns out these links still work. You can see that we're automatically downloading the installer that is for this system. This happens to be a Windows 7 operating system. If you needed to get to this through other ways, you can do that. But the getting started menu is always available, always accessible to you. If you click on the downloads page, you can see all of the other platforms if you happen to want to download a different version than the system that you're currently operating on. But you will see that you're basically prompted for the system that you're currently operating on. After you launch the installer, you'll be presented with the AdeptCloud login window. You have to set your login, your password, and ultimately you're going to get the AdeptCloud desktop client that looks something like this. It's a very simple Windows application, Mac application, Linux application. Allows you to see all of the clouds that you have in your ecosystem. It allows you to set relationships directly from the client by being redirected to adeptcloud.com. So you can see we can add a cloud. We'll go ahead and we'll do that operation here. If we add a cloud, we might want to have our sales data in a cloud that we're going to share across our organization. We create that cloud. As that cloud's getting created, the information to allow you to synchronize that to your computer is being prompted with. You can see that we now have a new cloud available to us. You can synchronize it to your default location. We're going to choose to go ahead and synchronize this cloud to this computer. Immediately upon creating a cloud, you can share this with different people. So for example, I can share this cloud. You're redirected to adeptcloud.com and prompted for the sharing options. So for example, I'm going to type in a user here that I want to share this cloud with. I'm going to tell them here is the place to put your sales data. And I can set what permissions that user has. For example, I can make them a read-only user. I can allow them to edit. I can allow them to edit and invite other people, or I can make them an administrator. In this case, I just want John to be an editor of this file. And I can send those invitations. And that invitation is on its way. Returning to the desktop client, we can add files to the sales data right away. It turns out I've already done that via a previous demonstration. So this information, if you wanted to, you can edit, copy, you can create a new one. We can have the sales results from 2012, 2013, whatever we want in that information. All of this data is going to be automatically synchronized across any machines that have this cloud synchronized to them, and across all the different users that have it. So for example, John, the collaborator that we just invited, could synchronize this to their devices. Returning to adeptcloud.com, again, you're presented with the different cloud options here, you can see we can set our backup settings. We actually already have an organization that's backing up this data, and we'll talk about how that happens and why that happened. It turns out happens by default for organizations that have AdeptCloud Onsite. We can manage the sharing relationships. We can adjust the permissions that we set for John here. We can also remove that individual from the cloud. We also have some additional options here. We can enable this for AdeptCloud Web Access, which is generally what we want to do, and we can see what our role is for this organization. You can also create a cloud right here from adeptcloud.com. So, for example, if we're working on a robot for Titan organization, we can create a cloud that is for the Titan robotic design. We can add collaborators. For example, we can add John at titan.com if that's an individual that we know we want to collaborate with. If we have, and I know somebody's just joined us here, if we have somebody, if you have any questions, feel free to place them in the chat window. We're going through the demonstration of creating clouds here on adeptcloud.com. We can invite that external collaborator. We can set their permissions. Maybe we just want them to have read-only permissions. We really don't need to touch the advanced options. They're pre-configured for optimal performance. We can go ahead and create that cloud. So this is what an individual user is going to see when they're operating with adeptcloud.com. The only thing is they're not going to have all of the powerful features that AdeptCloud Onsite provides, and AdeptCloud Onsite is really designed for organizations. So if we jump back over to our desktop client here, we can see that the Titan Robotic Design Cloud is now available to us. We can choose to synchronize that to this cloud. For example, we can put that in the Titan Robotics Design folder, or we can put it in a different folder. For example, we can append the word Sally to it if we wanted to. Simple double-click operation, we're presented with that cloud. We can create a new document here, which is maybe the initial design review, and that's automatically sent to our collaborators. I'm just going to jump back over briefly to the presentation here. We kind of covered the individual roles and responsibilities that are happening with adeptcloud.com. For individual users, we talked about the AdeptCloud desktop software. I want to jump over to talk a little bit more about AdeptCloud Onsite, which is bringing enterprise-grade behind-the-firewall solutions to your organization. And this is where all of the real powerful features of AdeptCloud get enabled. You get web access, you get versioning, you get backups, auditing. We're going to talk about our new feature, which is Cloud Drop. And we're going to also talk about identity management briefly and how that can work for your organization. So if I jump back over to adeptcloud.com, I'm here in Sally's account. Under the Organizations tab, I see that I've created an organization. It's called Unified Robotics. I can see the clouds that are in my organization. I can also see the users that I've added. In this case, I just have a single user. You can manage relationships in groups, but what I really want to talk about today is AdeptCloud Onsite. And AdeptCloud Onsite, as you can see, I've already created one for this organization, but we can walk through what that process looks like. If you wanted to create a new Onsite for your organization, if you wanted to create a new Onsite instance, you can do that. For example, if you wanted a set of partition data that's on the East Coast, you could do that by adding an Onsite here. You can also do replication across servers. For example, if you wanted to, you could add if you wanted to, you could add a new instance to a new server to your existing instance. So for example, we're prompted here, where do we want to add a new instance? And we've added that instance underneath this we've added that server underneath this instance. That provides replication, and different instances provide data partitioning. So if you want certain data to go to one organization and certain data to go to another instance, you can do that through data partitioning. What are the features that AdeptCloud Onsite offers? We have web access, auditing, identity management, and storage. Identity management is currently disabled, but all the other ones I've chosen to enable for this on-site server. So what does this get you? Well, immediately one of the things that you'll notice is that as your users log in and they're presented with their cloud option, they can do a simple one-click operation, and this one-click operation redirects them to their private AdeptCloud on-site instance. And this is where the real magic occurs, because we don't have access at any time to this server. So your users are using adeptcloud.com as their central portal, but they're going to your private instance through a redirect operation, which allows them to remember just a simple location, adeptcloud.com, and yet it allows you to set up those powerful behind the firewall features for your organization in a secure location. So you can see as a user of adeptcloud.com, I'm presented with the content of my cloud. I can do different operations here. For example, if I wanted to upload content, I can select content to upload here. For example, maybe I want to put this in the cloud here. You can do that via the upload button here, or you also have the option of doing a simple drag and drop operation to upload the content. You can right click and get a context menu here. You can rename, move, copy, delete. You can create a new folder. For example, we might want to have one here since we're in the Titan Robotic Design. We might have a requirements folder here. And if you click on any document, that document is downloaded automatically. You can see it just downloaded here. I'm getting prompted for notifications as the content synchronizes to my local machine here as well. If you click on any one of those notifications as a note, you're taken to that change. One of the other powerful features that web access allows you to do is it allows you to create links. So for example, you can create a link through the right-click context menu. That link can either be private or public. For private links, the user that has that link must have an AdeptCloud account, and they must have access to this specific cloud through the permission settings. If it's a public link, it's just that. Anybody with access to the link can download the file. You can enable expirations for either public or private links. So we're going to go ahead and create a link here. One of the other powerful things that AdeptCloud allows you to do is to create multiple links on top of a single file. So for example, if I wanted a private link that doesn't have any expiration, I can do that. In addition, I can also have my public link that has an expiration on it. So you can see here that I have this link here. If I go ahead and copy it, I can show you kind of what happens if you redirect to that. I just used a little Chrome trick to log me out of adeptcloud.com by switching over to a incognito window here. So when I hit that link, again, that link is going to adeptcloud.com. That adeptcloud.com link is going to be resolved to the private AdeptCloud onsite, and ultimately the person with the link is getting the content and automatically downloaded it here from that AdeptCloud onsite. And as a new user, for example, using that public link, you might be prompted to sign up for AdeptCloud. So this is all enabled through this web access, which again requires AdeptCloud onsite. AdeptCloud onsite gives your business the ability to host all of these features on whatever server you want. This software does run on Windows servers, Mac servers, or Linux server. You can either run headless or with a monitor attached. You can run it in the cloud. We have some customers who do that, or you can run it on-premise for your organization. If we jump back up one level, we can see all the different clouds that I have access to as at my user. I can see the content of this data here. I can see that that's all been synchronized from my desktop. Maybe there's no content here. Maybe I want to create a new folder here, which is Q2 sales goals. And you'll see that that's automatically synchronized over to my desktop, and I should, because I have this cloud synchronized, and I should get a notification for that. And there's the notification that I get. So I want to talk a little bit more about some of the features that your your administrators get from adeptcloud.com for AdeptCloud Onsite. So we showed you here what web access does, and this is for your users of your organization. As a note, since I created some links under Sally's account, I can see those here on adeptcloud.com. I can delete those links right from adeptcloud.com. Those are kind of top tier items that are always accessible to you. If I jump back over to the organization, and as an organization administrator, I have access to this screen that my users might not be able to get access to, users of my organization. I can jump to the on-site server management pane, again, just directly from adeptcloud.com. I can see information about it. I can see what version it's running. Always automatic updates are going to happen with our AdeptCloud on-site software, just like our AdeptCloud desktop software. Those updates come down from adeptcloud.com automatically. As the administrator, I can see, I can configure my access. I can get right to it. We're going to talk about Cloud Drop. I have auditing. Auditing allows me to see all of the behavior that's occurred by my users. For example, I have both file history and event history. For file history, I can search a specific design or cloud. I can see what actions have been taken by a specific user. For example, I might want to see what's happened by Sally here. I can choose any time, or I can choose in the last days. So for example, I can see that Sally has been doing some operations here in the Titan Robotic Design Cloud. Again, you have full audit control. You can export those audits. We also have the ability to set default periodic auditing dumps so that they can be consumed by whatever data mining or analysis software you may have within your organization. I can also see what events my users have done. You can see that we've just synchronized all the events that occurred. I may want to just look at cloud events, so what clouds were created by a specific user here. So for example, maybe by Sally. And I can see that these are all of the different clouds that she has created over any time. And I can see the one, for example, cloud created, Titan Robotic Design here, and I can see that the on-site storage option was also set. So this again gives you full control over all, or full visibility into all of the behavior that your users are operating in. We talked briefly about identity management. Identity management allows you to configure your AdeptCloud instance and your users to do single sign-on through ADFS or through Google Apps. We are currently adding additional providers, but right now those are the current two that are supported. For storage options, as the administrator, you can see all the clouds that you have backed up in your organization. So for example, here I have the Titan Robotic Design. If I click on that, I can see the current content. I can also see any older revisions that may exist of a specific file. In this case, it looks like there's just one, and I can see who created that and who modified that. Also through the storage service here, you have the ability to get a journal view, which is a running log of all of the different changes that occurred in that cloud. And for example, you can export from a given journal location, and you can get the snapshot of the cloud at that time or that instance. So we can, let's see, we should be able to see here if I did another operation over here in the Titan Robotic Design. For example, if I open this content up here, I should be able to edit it. And I just do a simple file save operation, and we'll see that that'll get updated through the storage view. And we'll just jump back over here. We'll see what versions we have. Hopefully we now have other versions, and yes we do. We can see that we edited the file, and we can see who edited it and the current size of that file. And also if we jump back to the journal view, we can see that now there's been an additional operation that occurred inside that cloud. As far as configuration, this is kind of the landing page that we talked about. You can configure, you can restart, you can shut down your service directly from adeptcloud.com. And the last feature I want to show you here is our newest feature, which is our Cloud Drop feature. And if you return to adeptcloud.com, From the Organizations tab, you can now see that there's an additional option under Clouds. This can only be configured from the Organization Administration tab. You can enable AdeptCloud Onsite Cloud Drop if you hit Save here. If you return to your Onsite, and under Access, there's a Cloud Drop portal link. You now see that the cloud we've just enabled is here. You can also get to this website directly via this address. So this is a one-way drop for any of your external customers to be able to drop their files to you. So for example, if you have a supplier that is supposed to give you some information, they can attach whatever files they may have. Maybe they want to give you a parts list. They can click Send to Cloud. They're notified that those files are successfully transmitted to your local storage device, again via your private access. We can see that those files have also synchronized back to the computer where this cloud is residing. So if I click here, I now have a new folder which is drop. It's identified by the name of the person that they entered, identified by the time, and here you can see the content that they uploaded, and there's a small meta description that includes their email address and the note that they provided. So that's our newest feature, which is Cloud Drop. That's available for you right now on adeptcloud.com. So that's pretty much it. That's adeptcloud.com. That's AdeptCloud Desktop. That's AdeptCloud Onsite. It's available. It's live. You can start your business subscription right away. 7 days free trials. If you want to extend your trials, just mention that you were kind of on the webinar here, and we can get you going for a little bit longer. We're happy to walk you through the setup process. We do have some different knowledge-based articles which can guide you through the process. For example, here we can get you started with AdeptCloud Onsite. It's a full description of how to set it up, how to install it, how to configure it. You can also add your own SSL certificate so that the location is secure for your users and for your collaborators. So that's pretty much all available to you right now. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have a good day. Thanks a lot.